Welcome to Hired in IT. Our mission is simple: help you build the skills that employers actually want. Whether you're trying to land your first IT job, switch careers, earn a promotion, or increase your salary, we're here to help. Every video is thoroughly researched and designed to make complex IT topics easy to understand. If there's an IT topic you'd like us to cover, leave a comment below. We may turn your suggestion into our next video. Turning IT knowledge into career opportunities.
I spoke with a network admin who was clearing 6 figures and still felt completely stuck. The money wasn't bad, but the growth was flatlining.
And that tracks. The Hamilton Barnes salary guide shows mid-level network engineers top out around $130,000. So once you hit that ceiling without adding a specialty, you're exactly in the trap Rex is describing. The question is how to break through it.
That's the trap. I dove into salary reports from Hamilton Barnes, PayScale, and the BLS to cross-reference mid-level IT pay, and the pattern jumps off the page. Mid-level network and systems roles top out around $120,000 to $130,000. Hamilton Barnes shows that clearly. To push past $150K, you have to specialize. Generalist sysadmin work won't get you there.
But isn't a steady $135,000 with benefits still a solid place? The data from the interview guys says internal promotions average only a 5 to 10% bump, while switching companies gets you 15 to 30%. So staying put is literally underpaying yourself year after year.
Because these profiles showed the exact same pattern. So much of their week went to patching, troubleshooting legacy hardware, pure keep the lights on. Companies see that operational firefighting as a cost center, not a value driver.
A lot of IT pros get buried in routine maintenance. That lines up with what we see in security. SOC analysts can get stuck monitoring alerts, but the ones who cross over into incident response and engineering can reach the $130,000 range much faster, according to Hamilton Barnes' progression data. So the task mix directly dictates your salary trajectory.
Exactly. And when BLS data shows the national base median for software developers sitting at $133,000, just creeping up, but the specialized roles on levels.fyi hit $192 total comp. You see the ceiling in real numbers.
The Motion Recruitment Salary Guide shows that while a mid-level systems engineer in New York tops out around $139,000, AI engineers at mid-level start around $168,000. And database engineers start closer to $142,000, but can still climb past $198,000. So the growth is flowing to platform and data-focused roles, not the old guard of generalist support.
I see a massive pay gap between standard network admins and the engineers designing identity-centric perimeters and micro-segmentation. The numbers from Hamilton Barnes show that while entry-level network technicians start around $70,000, security architects who specialize can clear $150,000 and beyond. That's not a small bump. It's a whole different career trajectory. Easily. And in the right specialized roles, compensation can push well past $150,000. It's not about stacking more certs. It's about working on software-defined perimeters instead of applying Windows updates.
So you're saying the old-school network admin setting up VLANs and firewall rules can feel invisible, while the architect who treats identity as the perimeter moves into a higher compensation tier? Because those security-skilled architects are seeing salaries that climb into the $150K plus range now.
That's the legacy maintenance tax in one sentence. You disappear when you're invisible, but the moment your work directly reduces the risk of a breach, the pay curve bends sharply.
That is a big shift, but it's a learnable one. If you're already managing servers, the Microsoft Certified, Azure Solutions, Architect Expert path builds on your existing infrastructure knowledge and focuses on identity and network design. And certified architects can command top-tier pay, especially when paired with hands-on implementation experience. It's not a career restart, it's a pivot on top of what you already know.
And there's an even more lucrative shift happening right now around AI governance and security. The New York IT Salary Guide for 2026 shows mid-level AI engineers pulling in between $168,000 and $216,000. Companies are scrambling to secure these systems, and the pay reflects it.
Actually, Some compensation analyses show research roles have jumped as much as 15% year over year. AI policy is exactly that kind of high-growth niche. It's not AI taking jobs. It's creating a whole compliance layer that companies are desperate to staff, and the early entrants are naming their price.
That's exactly why. Companies are deploying autonomous AI agents that can write code and access customer databases, and nobody's auditing them for data leakage. The pros who can secure those environments are locking in premium pay right now. It's a gap no one's watching, and that's where the leverage is.
Exactly. And the data backs it up. A traditional IT auditor median is around $85,000 on pay scale. But if you layer on AI risk frameworks like the NIST AI Risk Management Framework, still early and not crowded, you're suddenly pushing into a higher compensation bracket because you're governing systems that most people don't understand yet.
That's exactly where the market leverage is. The highest earners in the data were all in specialized high-leverage roles: zero trust architecture, cloud security architecture, AI governance. Nobody in the top tier was doing break-fix.
Step 1. Stop betting on internal raises. The Interview Guy's data shows that external job offers typically come with a 15 to 30% salary increase, while internal promotions average only 5 to 10%. So update your LinkedIn, flip the open to work toggle, and start interviewing just to get real offer numbers. Even if you don't leave, that external validation is your leverage for a market rate adjustment where you are. It's not just loyalty, it's skill stagnation. The Disher Talent article warns that underpayment invites turnover. But from the employee side, it means your market value rises while your paycheck flatlines. That's why you've got to re-anchor into a specialty like cloud security or architecture, where demand keeps the numbers climbing year over year.
And it's not just the initial bump. Year over year, companies are only increasing entry-level pay by 1.6%. Senior roles are getting 4+%. Staff engineers over 7%. The market is telling you exactly what it values: deep specialization, not tenure.
So the underpaid aren't just being exploited, they're being architecturally left behind because they're in the wrong pay band. But how do you know which specialization is actually worth it? Not every niche pays.
Look at the spread. The average IT auditor in the US pulls $85,000. Even at the top end, it's $126,000. Meanwhile, a mid-level AI engineer in New York can start at $168,000 and go to $216,000. You don't need to be a staff engineer. Just pick a lane that's in high demand.
That's almost double. For the same years of experience. That's not a pay gap. That's a career choice.
Exactly. The profiles I audited who were stuck at $120,000 were sysadmins, IT managers, network admins. All essential, but all doing commoditized work. Not one of them had a cloud security cert or any AI literacy on their resume.
So the underpaid are essentially doing work the market sees as interchangeable. That is a scary place to be.
And there's the other half. I saw profiles where people made a 130 base plus bonus, but they felt underpaid because a friend at FA Ang had total comp of 200. They were comparing BLS base pay to levels.fyi total comp, completely different rulers. The BLS median for software developers is 133 base, while the levels.fyi median total is 192. If you don't know which metric you're looking at, you'll always feel behind.
Exactly. The biggest mistake is comparing your base salary to a total comp number that includes equity. Use the BLS median of $133,080 as your yardstick. If you're a mid-level IT pro at a non-tech company making $120,000 base, you're close to market. But if you're in a tech hub with cloud skills, the market data shows there's often a significant gap between what you're making and what those skills can command. So first, grab a personalized salary report from a site like Disher Talent or PayScale and compare role to role. You need real data, not a gut feeling.
3-step audit. 1. Benchmark your total comp against your role in your city. 2. If you're at or above market but still unhappy, focus on specialization, not just a raise. 3. If you're truly below market, don't wait for your boss to discover a pay gap and issue back pay. That liability is yours to fix.
And if you've been taking on more responsibilities with no pay bump, that's a classic red flag. The underpaid are often given more work without a title or compensation adjustment. If you're architecting cloud migrations on a help desk salary, you're being underpaid. Period.
Right. And the fix isn't just asking for a raise, it's repositioning yourself in the market. Go get a competing offer. That's your market value in hard numbers.
Before you jump shipwrecks, make sure you're comparing the right numbers. The research dossier flagged a huge mistake. People compare their base salary to a total comp number from levels.fyi and think they're underpaid by 60 grand, when actually they're right at the BLS software developer median of about 133. So run a personalized salary report first. Some talent firms even offer them free. So you know your real market position, not just a panic reaction.
So here's your takeaway. If you're in that trap, start benchmarking your total comp this week. Use BLS, levels.fyi, and PayScale to see what your skills are actually worth in today's market. Then map a specialization path, whether that's cloud security, AI engineering, or compliance, because that's the only way to break through that ceiling.
And don't forget, underpayment isn't just a morale killer. It can trigger legal consequences for employers, like back pay, double damages, and attorney's fees under the Fair Labor Standards Act. If you suspect you're underpaid, document those off-the-clock hours, request a pay audit immediately, and point to sources like the BLS data for your role. We'll link a few salary report resources in the description. Thanks for watching, and don't leave that money on the table. Remember, careers aren't built by watching videos. They're built by applying what you learn. Pick one thing from today's lesson, build it, document it, and share it. That's how you get hired. Thanks for watching Hired in IT, where we're turning IT knowledge into career opportunities.